What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at the new NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Pizza Club figures. So these were released as part of the Target Haulathon. So we weren't able to find any of them in store except for Leonardo. I think we did get him in store, but the other three we had to wait until they put them up on Target to get them. So now we have them here, and it's cool with these box designs. Of course, we're going to get 4 more turtles again, so like we really need them, but we're getting the turtles all over again, but they're each individually boxed this time, and I love the box design. So I love how these pictures, of course, they're not like directly taken from the show, but they're like very like animated style, like especially the Raphael and Donnie is where you can see it. But I love how it says Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, then it has part from the song of the opening. So we have Leonardo leads, Donatello does machines, Raphael's cool but rude, and Michelangelo is a party dude. So I love that they have that. They have the Pizza Club logo, which kind of looks like the dominoes. I actually have a domino picture there for says Tile Game as it's labeled instead of dominoes, but each look pretty cool, like I said, with the pictures. So for Leonardo, this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Leonardo leads, and then the NECA logo, like the old logo there. So that's pretty cool. Of course, like that VHS box design is what it's going after. Then we have the back where it has Leonardo leads and kind of tells a little bit about Leonardo himself. And then we get pictures of him that's going to show some of the accessories. And then each of these comes with a pizza, and each pizza is described of like what they like or whatever. So there we have the picture of Leonardo, and then we have Leonardo with all his accessories. So I'd say these are pretty much like ultimate figures. So they come with like the most accessories. I guess that would be more specifically geared towards them. But like I mentioned, he comes with that pizza. So we have his pizza. Overall pretty cool, and they'll each come with a little like figure character as well. So we've got Leonardo, then we have Donatello again. A lot of it's going to be the same. I'll flip it around to the back, so if you want to read what's going on with him, you can. Again, the nice pictures there posed up, which is cool, where you have the spinning bow staff, and then we have him with his accessories there, and he comes with like a little monkey, it looks like. Then we've got Raphael, again the back for him if you want to read that. And then we get the figure and all his accessories as well. He comes with a little bird, it looks like in dough, that goes on his head, which looks fun. And then finally we have Michelangelo as the party dude, as it's labeled. So there's his story, and we can open up and see him and his accessories. And he comes with like a little guy, I don't know what that's supposed to be, and a dragon there. So that looks pretty fun with his pizza there. So all 4 of these look really cool, and I'm excited to check them out. Of course, the biggest thing with these is those extra accessories, but the turtles will be pretty much the same. They're just all in that darker skin tone, but I expect them to be our standard fare for turtles. So let me go get these open out of the box, and we'll take a look at them together. So here we have all 4 turtles, and they look really good together. So these do have the darker skin tone, and they all match exactly, so there's no variations in the colors, but these do have the darker skin tones, and we've had the past figures, but these are even darker than that, and I'll show you that comparison. But they all look really good here together. So we have Raphael, Leonardo, Donatello, and Michelangelo. All are going to be identical, so we're going to do like similar videos where since they're all exactly the same, we'll just look at each one's different accessories, but we'll just do the reviews on one. So we'll do Leonardo, of course, our leader of the group. Looks pretty good. Like I said, the darker skin tone. They still do have like the cell shading, but because they're so dark, you can't really tell that too much. So there's like a line of darkness. You can see it like there on the arm. So there is a line of darkness there, but you really see it on like the bandanas and bands and stuff. So you can see it goes from lighter blue to darker blue there towards the back. So that's really the only cell shading we get. So like I said, not nearly as noticeable on these compared to the past ones, but we get the yellow turtle shell on the front, belt around the waist with their logo. So L for Leonardo. Of course, the blue bandana, elbows, wrist, and knee pads, their 2 toes and 3 fingers, and the turtle shell on the back in this nice lighter brown color with darker brown on the inside. And then they do have the belt connections with holders for their weapons. We have that there, and the bandana ties there on the back as well. So overall looks pretty good, but looks like all the other past turtles we've had in this form. So nothing really new, just the color is going to be different. But we'll do his movement, so his head will twist all the way around. So we can twist around there. It can look down that far and up that far. So there's, of course, the joint up in the head and then right at the lower neck as well. So you get both of those movements working together in there. So like when looking up and down, it's mostly the neck, but when twisting around, it's the head joint. So if you get those all worked out together, they may work a little bit better, but not bad for movements. The shoulders do come up close to 90 with the turtles. They never fully get up. His is actually really close though, but up to 90 there, and can rotate all the way around. We get the bicep twist and the single elbow joint that bends to 90 with rotation in it. And then we get the wrist that'll twist around and has the hinge up and down in the hand. Then we can go to the ab crunch. So it's going to be under the shell. You can kind of see it back in there. So it'll just crunch a little back and forth. So not much movement, but it can twist around a little as well. And then we go down to the hips that come up to 90 and out to the side. They can do the split, so always good for that. And then there is a little bit of a thigh twist. They don't twist much, but there's a little bit twist in there. Then into the double knee joint. So if we get the lower, so he's kind of stuck on these, but if we get it bent together, it can bend up that far, so he can pretty much kick himself in the shell, so that's good. And we get the ankle that'll rock back and forth and twist side to side. So pretty much the same movements we've had with all the past turtles, so nothing new or different there. Oh, and then the bandanas do also, they can twist around and can hinge back and forth, so you can have down or up or to the side, whatever direction you want them to go, you can do that with these bandanas. But like I said, if you've had any of the past turtles, it will be exactly the same. But accessory wise, we do get an extra head. So specifically for this one, we have an evil Leonardo head, and this is the head of an evil robot that was created by Horatio Stressbar for his combat land. So you can switch this out, and pretty much the only difference is he had red eyes, but everything else about him looked just like Leonardo, but he was a robot. So if you want to have Leonardo with evil red eyes, you can switch that out. And then he comes with some extra hands as well, so we get some extra, I guess they'd be like the pointing hands or whatever you want. You could probably use them for grips and stuff with different accessories. Then with these, they come with some extra random accessories. So first we get a set of binoculars for him. Don't know what they're for. I couldn't find anything about them, but just like a weird pair of binoculars. Almost look like eye exam things, to look at your eyes for like glasses and stuff. But yeah, they're supposed to be binoculars of some sort, but don't really know what they're from. Then we do get a little statue as well, which was a commemorative statue that April got them from a museum that had marble warriors the Shredder made come to life, and they fought the turtles. And at the end, April gave them this little statue of it, so just a little warrior guy. So that's cool. We also get the book of the Three Musketeers, which is Leonardo's favorite book, so he has that. With all the characters, we do get a VHS tape as well, so we just have a blank VHS tape, but it's got blue in the center. We'll have to see if they're color coded to each of the turtles. He also comes with this extra little creature called Zip, which is a creature from Dimension X that eats metal, so looks pretty fun, just like almost looks like a pterodactyl with no wings, but nice creature, all in pink with some green spots on it. Nice big eyes there pointing the back of the head, and a big like beak in the front with the mouth, and then he's got little arms and legs there, so like he can float around and stuff. There's some movements with it. Obviously it can rock back and forth and twist around, but no other movements on the body. But he does come with a little flight stand as well, so there is a hole in between his legs and then this flight stand, but the thing is real thin, so you got to be careful not to break that. So there it is on the stand, and it's kind of weird how it sort of floats more forward, so you got to get the head adjusted so there it can be on it like that, like I guess floating around, so you get that little stand. So it's fun to get the little creature. We get a lot of these little creature things with these characters, so I guess that's fun. We get a pizza for each of them, so they each will have their own signature pizza as they're labeled, since this is a part of the pizza club. So for Leonardo, his is pepperoni and marshmallows, which I think out of all of them, this would probably be the one I'd be most willing to try. It doesn't sound horrible, and I bet it probably tastes good with the marshmallows mixed with the pizza. But there we've got Leonardo's pizza, and of course finally we got to give Leonardo his two swords, so we can put these in his hands. We can stick them in his back, which they're really tough to get in there. It's really hard, so you may end up like cutting this while trying to get them in and out, but so I don't mess anything up with them. I'll just kind of leave them. We'll just put these in his hands. So there's Leonardo with the katana, so that looks pretty cool. Of course, looks like the Leonardos we've had before, so nothing new or out of the ordinary there with him, but still looks good. And of course we can compare it to our original Leonardo that we've had. So here is the original one, so you can see the color changes. Of course the shape of the head changes like they did with the more recent releases of the turtles, so there's variation between these old original ones and the new ones. The only thing I don't like about the new one is the head. Obviously we had the evil Leonardo head, but I like more heads like this where he looks more angry, because I feel Leonardo should have a little bit of anger to him. Not as much as Raph, but just a little bit to him. But there we can see the changes between those. And then I will show you all the different turtles we have so far, just so you can see the difference between all of them. But there he is with our original Leonardo that we keep. But overall looks cool for Leonardo. I like getting all those different accessories. Of course, most of them are useless for us. All we really need are the turtles, maybe heads, hands, and their weapons, and everything else is pretty useless, but it's nice just to have for various recognizable items throughout the show, but still cool to get Leonardo. But next we'll take a look at Raphael. So of course Raphael will be exactly like Leonardo. Only difference is that it's Raphael, so he has the red bandana, elbows, wrist, and knee pads. He's got the R on his belt, and of course the face that automatically comes with him is more of an angry face, so his mouth is there open with his tongue showing. So it's kind of weird he doesn't have any teeth in there, but yeah, everything else about him will be exactly like Leonardo. The only difference I noticed as well is that he also doesn't have slots to store his size, but I guess you just slide them into each of the side there in the open section. But everything else about him will be the same. So all the movements, all that will be the same. So we won't look at that again, but we will look at his accessories. So for him, he does come with an extra head with pizza dough on his head. So like they were trying to toss pizza dough or something and it fell on his head. So we get this that will switch out just because it looks so cool. So there's Raphael with the dough head. I think that looks pretty fun and cool. It looks pretty decent. The head may be up a little too high, especially compared to the rest of the body. You know, it looks a little too up there, but it looks pretty good as well with the dough there on top of his head. So that looks pretty fun and cool. Nice additional head for him. And obviously with this shape, you could put it on any of the turtles, not necessarily for Raphael, but looks pretty good on him there. But we'll switch his head back. But for other accessories, he does come with the least compared to everybody else, probably because of how big that head is. But he does come with a TV guidebook. So obviously they watch TV a lot. So he comes with a TV guidebook. So just a book there with TV on him. We get his VHS tape, which has red in it. So it is sort of matching up with the colors. So that's pretty nice. For his extra creature, he comes with Polly, which was a parrot that was the former pet of a gangster, but was rented out by Michelangelo from a pet store. So that's pretty fun. It should have came with Michelangelo, I feel, though. But you can see it's got like a little key or something around its neck. So that's pretty fun. Just a little creature. I wish, you know, it'd be able to like sit on the shoulders. You probably get it adjusted there where it could sit on his shoulders, but a fun little bird creature. Again, another more obscure thing pulled from the show. Almost forgot he comes with some extra hands as well. So you get the hands that you can use for like holding the size as well. So grip hands, but you can get the size worked in there in different positions. We get his signature pizza of sausage and jelly beans pizza, which is another one I didn't think would be as bad. Again, Leonardo would still be my favorite, but yeah, jelly beans and sausages, not too bad, but still a weird combination. And then finally we get his size. So we get his two sides, which look a little bit weird, like more cartoony than normal, look a little bit awkward and weird shaped and everything, but let's go and put these into his hands. So there's Raphael with the size. So those look pretty good. And of course with those other hands, like I said, we can adjust them to get him to hold them in different positions if you want there. But of course we do have that older Raphael here as well. So again, you can see the color comparisons, the different head shapes and all that. So still good with these Raphaels. Definitely like those older ones. Side weapons better, but still not too bad for this Raphael at all. Next, we'll look at Michelangelo. Again, same as all the others, just Michelangelo with the orange bandana, elbows, wrist, and knee pads, the M on his belt as well. And again, no holders for his weapons either, but you can kind of slide them down in the open slots there. But we get the head on Michelangelo, which looks pretty good. The nice silly head with the tongue, mouth open and tongue showing and stuff. So it looks pretty good overall for him. That's a pretty decent head design, fits for Michelangelo. But then we get all his accessories, so he gets additional hands. So you get thumbs up hands, so you can have Michelangelo with his thumbs up. I feel this Michelangelo could go good with that Raphael with the dough on his head, because we do get a chef's hat that we can put on him. So we get this chef hat, which is kind of weird. I didn't think it'd like fit pretty well, but you can kind of just squeeze it on and it'll fit around his bandana and hold on there. So you get the chef hat that sits on there, which is pretty fun. And then he also comes with an apron, so we can put this white apron on him so it makes him look like a chef. So let's try and put this on. So there's Chef Mikey now all ready to make some pizzas or whatever. So there he's got the apron and the hat on, so looks pretty good there. Fits on him pretty nice. You can tie it around there and looks pretty decent. So it looks like he's got the nice apron on there, so that's cool. We get his VHS tape, so again has the orange square in the center of it. And then we get some of his extra accessories. So I assume it's a stuffed animal, but it's Gorgonzola, which is a robot monster that was used in the film series of Gorgonzola. So it's pretty much supposed to be Godzilla. So that's why it's got the name and everything, but looks pretty good. Like I said, I assume this is supposed to be a stuffed animal. I know it was in the show as a big giant, animatronic robot because they were filming a series. That's what it's there, but it looks pretty good with the green skin and all the little dots, purple underbelly with yellow finger and toenails and stuff. So it looks pretty good for that little creature there. We also get this puppet, which I couldn't find anything out about this, but we get this weird looking puppet. It looks pretty good overall. It's got this big beard, long hair, glasses, has a little like apron and stuff on. So I don't know if it's supposed to be an artist or something, but black shirt, blue pants, black shoes, and then it has a section back here we can put his hand in, which I don't know if any of these hands, if you have to take his hand off and just stick his arm in it, because yeah, the hand's way too big, so you must have to take the hand off and just stick it on the arm. So yeah, it just sits right on the end of his arm there, so there it can have the puppet, so it can do like a ventriloquist or something. So that's pretty fun. I like how it just slides on there. Of course, makes sense because your hand would disappear into the puppet, so that works out pretty good with that design. So that's fun. I, like I said, just don't know what that's from. We get another pet of Michelangelo's that was in the show of Maxwell, which is a pet fish of Michelangelo. So just a little goldfish. Love how it's got like, the purple rocks at the bottom, has a little sign over there, nothing on it, but just a little sign. But there we have Maxwell in his fishbowl, so that looks good. We get Michelangelo's signature pizza of granola and licorice. So again, not a horrible pizza, and not a huge fan of licorice, so probably would not enjoy this pizza. But yeah, there's Michelangelo's signature pizza. And then finally, of course, we get his weapon. So I'll probably take the apron and chef's house off and give him the nunchucks there. So let me go and do that. So there's Michelangelo with the nunchucks, and as usual, they just kind of dangle there with the chain design. But you can obviously try and get him posed up a little bit with those. But there's he is with those nunchucks. And then we have that older Michelangelo as well, which of course I think we gave one of the newer weapons with the spinning thing. But there we've got the two. Of course, I can't get it to focus. But there's the two again, darker colors on this newer one, and the older one has the older head shape and stuff. But still nice to see those two comparisons. But that's really it for Michelangelo. I still think he looks pretty good. Of course, fits in with all the others, so nothing really new there. But I do like his extra accessories like the puppet and the apron and stuff. So that's pretty fun to add with Michelangelo. And saving my favorite for last, we have Donatello, which looks, like Donatello. Colors match the same as all the others, but with Donatello, he has the purple, so he's got the mask, elbows, wrist, and knee pads all in purple, and then the D on his belt. And going around, he does have the holder there in the back, so he can store his bow staff. So it's weird that Leonardo and Donatello have the holders, but Michelangelo and Raphael do not. But overall, he looks pretty decent. Like I said, I don't really like too much that he has more of an angrier looking face. Not that Donatello wouldn't, but I just feel he should be a little bit more happy. That's always my feeling about him. But accessory wise, he does come with some additional hands. So he comes with a grip hand, or a weird grip hand, I would say, and it's probably for one of his accessories specifically. So he got that hand that I'll probably use. And then he comes with a set of flat hands there as well. So you got the flat open hands, I guess, if you want those. Then for his extra accessories, first we get a head of Roadkill Rodney. So it looks like we could maybe even use this on Roadkill Rodney, but one that's open up like Donatello is working on. So we get all these wires hanging out of it and everything. So that's a fun little extra Roadkill Rodney head. We get his diploma, so he gets a science diploma at one point in this show. So we get this just diploma. Of course, it's not really said in anything, but it just has degree across the top of it, so that's pretty fun. We get his VHS tape, again with the purple square in it. We get his extra little character of Jocko, which is a monkey of Professor Willard that gets hit with a molecular intensifier and grows really big, and it almost becomes a parody of King Kong. So just a little monkey guy here of Jocko, which is pretty fun and cute. So a nice little character once again to add. We get his signature pizza of peanut butter, pickles, and avocado. And so this would probably be my least favorite out of it. Just that's a weird combination, but Donatello likes that stuff, I guess. And of course, finally, we get his bow staff. So his just normal bow staff design there. Like I said, we do have the slot in the back that we can store it in, which may be like Leonardo's where it's hard to get in there. Yeah, I can barely get it in there, but we can put it into his hand. So there's Donatello with the bow staff, but we do get this extra bow staff accessory of him spinning it around. So like we had Michelangelo with the spin, we do get Donatello with one as well. And then we get that extra hand there that was kind of the weird shape as well that we can put into it to be able to hold it. So let me try and get this into his hand. So there's that spinning bow staff in his hand. I have no clue how you get it posed up, but I barely got it in that extra hand it comes with that more fits with this. But yeah, I have no clue how you get him to pose up because it's just way too big and it completely hides him behind it. So I don't know what you're supposed to do exactly with it. It looks really cool. It's a nice like spin effect design, but like I said, it just takes up way too much room and doesn't work out too well. So not sure what to do with that, but it is cool. It comes with it. But there's Donatello back with his bow staff, and unfortunately I broke it when trying to get it back into his hand. So at the split there, it just broke off completely. So now I have a broken Donatello bow staff, unfortunately. So I have to do something about that. But there we got Donatello back to normal. And with that, we can bring in our other Donatellos. So like with all the others, here's that original Donatello. So again, it has the same variation with, has the darker skin tone, but not as dark as the newer one. And then has the weirder head design, at least compared to these. And then we do also have the newer Donatello, which was from the disguise pack. So where they all were wearing the human disguises. So it's got a color very similar to this original one, but it has more of the head of this newer one. So it's like a combination between these two. Gave you this one again from that disguise pack. And then of course we do also have the animated one that I always show off with the lighter green colors, or whatever this one was called, where it has the lighter color. So it looks pretty cool with that, with our 4 different turtle types we've had so far from NECA. But that is it for the 4 new NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Pizza Club Edition Turtles, where we had Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo, and Donatello, all in that newer design where they all have the darker skin tone, especially compared to all the past turtles. These are even darker, but I love how they all match exactly color-wise. Love the looks of everything. Think the colors of the bandanas are perfect and are the perfect colors for each of them. And just like everything about them, the only downside to me, of course, is that the Raphael has, to me, the worst looking size out of any of them so far. And then, of course, that Donatello's bow staff broke is pretty bad too. But it's cool to get all those extra accessories. They weren't necessary, but it is fun that they just come with all those additional things. Like I said, little hints from the show throughout the year. So very cool for this set of 4 turtles. So let me know what you thought of these 4 down in the comments. If you enjoyed my review, let me know with that thumbs up. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button to see more. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.